animal lovers, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Seb.
I'm Kathy.
And we are still talking about HOTAC, a great organization that is helping stray animals in Taiwan. So let's just recap for a second. What is a stray animal?
Stray animal is a dog or a cat that has no home.
Right, so it's a homeless animal.
Yes.
And Taiwan had a bit of a problem with these stray animals, didn't it?
Yeah, they were overpopulated. Too many of them were on the streets and they had disease, so the disease might spread around, causing other animals to get sick.
Yes, so causing a lot of problems. And the Taiwanese government used to handle this in quite a strict way. It used to catch these animals and try to give them a home, but if it couldn't give them a home, it would put them down, which is very sad. So HOTAC found a different way of helping these stray animals, didn't it?
Yeah, it gave the animal, it treated them with neuter and vaccinate them.
Yes, and that way they couldn't have more babies, but also they wouldn't spread diseases.
Yes.
And once we fix those two problems, Taiwan's stray problem is a little bit less worrisome. Okay, so let's get into day 2 when we're going to be talking about some of the problems that HOTAC has faced and also some of the things that they're going to be doing in the near future.
Reading.
Heart of Taiwan Animal Care, showing love and saving lives. HOTAC's goal is for Taiwan to have no more strays. It's trying to achieve this in 3 ways. First, it neuters and vaccinates strays. Second, it educates people about animal welfare, so fewer cats and dogs will be abandoned. Last, it encourages the government to reform laws so that strays are protected from harm. Although these are good measures, HOTAC still faces problems. Taiwan's animal centers can't care for all the strays at once. So they release many of them once they're neutered and vaccinated. In some areas, people don't like this practice as they're afraid the stray problem will continue. However, in places like Penghu, HOTAC has already helped lower the stray cat population by 1/3. HOTAC's work has been successful, but education is an important part of its future. For this reason, every winter, it creates cute spring couplets with messages about its work. These make great Chinese New Year decorations. When you buy them, you'll be helping HOTAC make strays a thing of the past.
Okay, so our article begins by saying HOTAC's goal is for Taiwan to have no more strays. Oh, that would be a very good thing to happen. And it's a really nice goal for them to have. A goal is a noun and it's something you aim toward. So in the article, HOTAC is aiming to make sure Taiwan has no more stray animals. That's their goal. If Taiwan has no more stray animals, they will have reached their goal. They will have achieved their goal. Or we could also say that they would have achieved their target if this happened. Target and goal have very similar meanings. And another word we could also say is objective. They could reach or achieve their objective of Taiwan having no more strays. Right, let's check out an example sentence here. Emma's goal at school this semester is to get straight A's.
Seb 老师刚刚例句中的 get straight A's 指的是每一科呢全拿 A 的意思。那今天文章开头就让我们看到 HOTAC 有一个目标，那就是让台湾呢再也没有流浪动物。Goal 就是目标目的，像国家的总统可能就会说这样的话哦，我们的目标是在2年之内让国家完全独立。Our goal is for the country to be fully independent within 2 years. So what will HOTAC do in order to reach this goal? The article says it's trying to achieve this in 3 ways.
Yes, the article says First, it neuters and vaccinates strays. So remember, we looked at those terms in day 1. When we neuter a male animal, we remove some of its sexual organs so it can't make other animals have babies. When we vaccinate an animal, or even a person, we give them a special injection so that they can't get a disease. The article continues, second, it educates people about animal welfare, so fewer cats and dogs will be abandoned. Right, educate is a very important word because education is very important. So it's a verb, educate, and you probably have a good idea what it means already. When you educate someone about something, you teach them about it. Normally, normally we educate people about culture, customs, and serious topics. So it's a little bit different from the word teach. You could teach someone to play the piano, for example, but you wouldn't educate them to play the piano. Similarly, you could educate people about a serious drug problem in their town, but you probably wouldn't teach them about it.
No.
So there is a slight difference to those two words. Now, we can also turn educate into an adjective, and that is educated. Someone who is educated, has an education, is well-mannered, and has likely been to school or even university. An example sentence for educate is, the special speaker educated the children on the importance of healthy eating.
这里提到第二个方法，就是教育人们有关动物福利的知识，好让更少的猫啊狗被抛弃。Educate 在这句话当中是当动词用，意思是提供必要或有用的知识而教育。我们来看一个例句 ：The government say they are trying to do more to educate the public about the consequences of drug abuse. 政府称他们正在加紧努力向大众进行宣传教育，帮助大家了解滥用毒品的恶果。Consequence 就是后果的意思，而 educate 的名词形态就是大家熟悉的 education 教育了。
We also saw the word animal welfare, which is a bit of a tricky one, so let's break it down. The second word, welfare, means the health, happiness, and comfort of a person or animal. So if we're talking about animal welfare, we're talking about the well-being, health, and comfort of animals. When we talk about promoting animal welfare, we mean working toward raising awareness about true problems that animals face and working so they don't exist anymore.
Animal welfare 就是动物福利，教育人们有关动物福利的知识。后面我们看到使用到 so that 这个文法 ，so that 接在主要子句后面，用来引导表示目的的从属子句，有为了怎么样怎么样，以便于怎么样的意思。那它常与助动词像是 can、could、will、would 等等的并用，在非正式的场合 that 可以省略。例如呢 Howard removes his earphones so that he can hear what his father is saying. 霍华拿下耳机，以便听清楚他的爸爸在说什么。回到课文，刚刚这句当中出现了 abandon 这个动词，意思是抛弃。For example, as a baby, he was abandoned by his mother. 他在襁褓之中就被母亲遗弃了。Abandon 还有终止的意思，例如They had to abandon their attempt to climb the mountain. 他们被迫终止登山计划。
So the article continues, last, it encourages the government to reform laws so that strays are protected from harm.
在文章这里呢，我们看到 reform 就是改革、改进、改造的意思。
So we also have the word protect. Protect is a verb, and when we protect something, we stop bad things from happening to it. Think about a game of soccer, 足球. The goalkeeper, 守门员, is in charge of stopping people from scoring. He has to protect the goal from the ball by standing in front of it and stopping it if the ball comes too close. That way, no one can score more points. Similarly, you can protect people and animals from being hurt. That means you stop things or other people from hurting them. Like this example sentence. Harry Potter's mother tried to protect him from the evil wizard. Now, a similar word to protect, which is just a little bit different in meaning, is prevent or prevent. When you prevent something from happening, you stop it from happening before it starts. Next, we saw the word harm. Now, harm is a noun here, and harm is pain or damage. It can actually be used as a verb or a noun, depending on where you're using it. So you can harm someone or you can cause them harm. Both mean the same thing. What the sentence is saying in the article, though, is that Hotak is stopping animals from getting hurt. It is protecting them from harm. Harm can actually be both physical and emotional. So you can harm someone by punching them, or you can harm someone by saying cruel things to them or saying mean things to them. In both cases, the victim might feel pain. Therefore, they have been harmed. The article was talking about physical harm, so let's look at an example that demonstrates emotional harm. It took Tammy many years to get over the emotional harm she suffered as a result of bullying at school.
这里我们要来看另外两个单字，首先是 protect 保护、保卫，这个字可以这样用哦 ，protect something or somebody from something， 像是 protect the kids from being hurt， 或者 it's important to protect your skin from the harmful effects of the sun， 保护皮肤不受太阳的伤害是很重要的。而 harm 则是指伤害、损害、危害。Let's take a look at an example.Missing a meal once in a while would never did anyone any harm. 偶尔少吃一顿饭对身体无害。
Okay, so the article continues here. Although these are good measures, Hotak still faces problems. So even though Hotak is taking good steps, it faces problems. So Hotak is taking measures, but what is a measure? Well, a measure, that's a noun, is a step of a thing you do to achieve a specific goal. So wearing a face mask, 戴口罩, is a measure that we are all taking now to prevent the spread of COVID-19, 新冠肺炎. By wearing face masks, we are helping prevent the spread of the disease. Where this has helped a lot, we can say that the measure has been effective, or 有效, or we could also say it has been useful. If it didn't help, though, we would say that it was very ineffective, which means 无效, which would mean that it didn't help a lot. Like this example sentence. The measures this school has been taking to make its students eat healthily are likely ineffective because most children are overweight. Okay, so actually measure can also be used as a verb as well as a noun. When we measure something, though, the meaning changes. You measure a distance. It means 量. So you measure the distance from Taipei to Kaohsiung, or you can measure the time it takes to run 5 kilometers.
我们这两天的文章里面有提到 method 方法这个字，那这里我们也看到一个同样也有方法意思的字哦，那就是 measure。它还有措施的意思。那怎么使用呢？我们来看一个例子。These measures were designed to improve car safety. 这些措施呢，旨在提高汽车的安全性。Measure 也可以当动词，有测量、计量的意思。For example, will the table fit in here? I don't know. Let's measure it. So, although there are good measures, Hotak still faces problems. Here in the article, we see that Taiwan's animal centers can't care for all the strays at once. 这里的 at once 就是同时的意思。
So what does it do? Well, the article says, so they release many of them once they're neutered and vaccinated. Release is different to put down, which we saw in day 1. Let's find out what it means. Release is a verb, and when you release an animal, you let it be free. Imagine you have some white birds in a cage. When you open the cage and allow the birds to fly away, you are releasing them. So what Hotak is doing here is it is allowing the animals to be free again. They are catching them, giving them injections or 打针, and neutering them, 介语. Then they are letting them be free again because they don't have space for them to live at the center. That's why they use release in this sentence. You can also release people too. Normally, we release prisoners when they have been in prison for long enough and we think that they are ready to live a good life again. So we allow them to be free and we release them. You could also release someone from an agreement or a relationship. If you tell them that you don't want them to be part of that agreement or you don't want to be in a relationship with them anymore. In that sense, you are releasing them. So let's look at an example sentence for release. The fisherman caught a fish, but he decided to release it back into the water.
台湾的动物收容所呢，无法同时照顾所有的流浪动物，那怎么办呢？所以一旦这些流浪动物结扎和注射完疫苗，就会把它们释放放走。Release 就是释放放走的意思，除了用在动物身上，当然也可以用在人身上。例如 He was released from prison after serving 2 years of a 5-year sentence. 他被判5年徒刑，但是呢，服刑2年后呢，就被释放出狱了。However, the article continues by saying, in some areas, people don't like this practice as they are afraid the stray problem will continue.
Right. They think that if we are putting more animals back out there, then they might continue to breed, or maybe these animals will just be around for a long time, and therefore the stray problems will continue. However, Hotak does have an answer to this. It's done some studies, and the article says, however, in places like Penghu, Hotak has already helped lower the stray cat population by 1/3. That's 30%. So that's quite a lot that it's managed to reduce the cat population in Penghu.
So we see in the article that Hotak's work has been successful, but education is an important part of its future.
Right. It's not just trying to work with animals, it's trying to work with people too. We've already talked about how it's teaching people about animal welfare. However, it's also trying to spread its message more. The article says, for this reason, every winter, it creates cute spring couplets with messages about its work.
And the article says, these make great Chinese New Year decorations. Decorations 就是装饰品，像圣诞树上面会很常看到 decorations。那 decoration 也有粉刷或是贴这个墙纸的意思。For example, this place is badly in need of decoration. 这个地方急需粉刷一下。那这个字的动词就是 decorate 了。一起来看一个例句。They decorated the wedding car with ribbons and flowers. 他们用丝带和鲜花装饰礼车。
So they made it look nice. So you can actually buy these spring couplets, these special decorations. And the article says, when you buy them, you will be helping Hotak make strays a thing of the past. Right, and that last phrase, a thing of the past, we use to talk about something that doesn't exist anymore. So when we make something a thing of the past, let's say the government wants to make smoking a thing of the past. What we're saying there is the government wants to stop everyone from smoking, so then everyone will be healthier. All right, that looks like it's all the time we have for today's article. We're going to go to our For You chat question now and talk about what we can do to help with Taiwan's stray problem.
For You chat.
Okay, so our For You chat question for today, as I said, is what can you do as an individual to help Taiwan's stray animals? So the phrase as an individual means you as one person. So here is one person.
You're by yourself,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Kathy, you are one
Yes.
person. What can you do you think, to help with hotak or the stray animal problem in Taiwan?
I think a good way to help Taiwan's stray animals is to become a volunteer at the animal shelter or the hotak organization, because the workers there are professional. So by being a volunteer over there, you will learn lots of professional knowledge, and this will enable the results to become more efficient.
Right. You can get trained, can't
Yes.
you? And you can become a very good volunteer. Volunteer is 志工. That's a very good one that we could do. What are some other ways? I think that we can probably share some of Hotak's news on social media, for example. If you like using Facebook or Instagram, maybe you can share some news articles from Hotak or some studies that they've done that you find interesting, and you can put it on your Facebook. Also, you can also think about how you take care of your animals, you know? Think, if you want to get a dog or you want to get a cat, really think about the responsibility you are going to have as somebody who has an animal. Are you ready for that responsibility? If you are, then great. But just make sure you're ready for the commitment, because it is a commitment for the animal's life. Okay, well, that is all the time I think we have to talk about Hotak, which is a shame because it's a really good organization and it's been fun talking about them. So I hope they continue to be successful, and I hope you guys have a good discussion about them now. We are going to see you again soon with some more exciting articles. I guess we'll be presenting again next month, won't we? Okay, but this is all the time that we have for today. So for English for You, I'm Seb.
I'm Kathy.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Heart of Taiwan Animal Care, showing love and saving lives. Hotak's goal is for Taiwan to have no more strays. It's trying to achieve this in 3 ways. First, it neuters and vaccinates strays. Second, it educates people about animal welfare, so fewer cats and dogs will be abandoned. Last, it encourages the government to reform laws so that strays are protected from harm. Although these are good measures, Hotak still faces problems. Taiwan's animal centers can't care for all the strays at once, so they release many of them once they're neutered and vaccinated. In some areas, people don't like this practice as they're afraid the stray problem will continue. However, in places like Penghu, Hotak has already helped lower the stray cat population by 1/3. Hotak's work has been successful, but education is an important part of its future. For this reason, every winter, it creates cute spring couplets with messages about its work. These make great Chinese New Year decorations. When you buy them, you'll be helping Hotak make strays a thing of the past.
Vocabulary Review. Goal. I'm learning the violin, and my goal is to play in front of an audience before I'm 25. Educate. The bank is trying to educate its customers on the importance of using strong passwords on their accounts. Protect. Stores are putting boards on their windows to protect them from breaking when the typhoon hits tomorrow. Harm. Henry is such a gentle child. He never wants to cause harm to another living thing. Measure. The company closed 2 stores as a measure to lower its operating costs. Release. Helen released the bird from its cage so it could fly around inside the house.
智慧小补帖
animal welfare, abandon, reform, decoration.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net